Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Goldsmith Gaming with me, Christopher, and this is nowhereprophet, another deck building game to have on this channel. So we played Monster Train, we've played Slay the Spire, but nowhereprophet is a little bit different. Now, it is more akin to Hearthstone, with respect to, for example, the fact that you start with the 3 energy, and each consequent turn you gain 1 energy. You also place your units on a board instead of a sort of, I don't know, 2D area thing. Well, it's still 2D, but you know what I mean. I played this, quite a bit before, about when it was released, but I've since then put it down. But I thought that I would do a video of it anyway. Now for this reason I felt pretty confident in actually erasing all of my progress, so that we can start a sort of fresh game to see what the game is like when you start it up from the very beginning. So let's actually just do that and we'll get into how the game plays. Now for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to go with the easiest difficulty, because this is a hard game. And it is a roguelike, which means that the more you play it, the more you unlock, and the better your deck will be. Which means that for this particular video, being challenged a little bit too much, I don't think that's going to be very enjoyable. So let's play the the chosen difficulty, as it is called. So this is the campaign introduction here. So we're playing as the outcasts. We can actually choose different clans if you want to, that have different units, etc, etc. Now the outcasts are the sort of first one that you play with. So I think that we're gonna go with that one, even though it isn't really my favorite. I cannot really remember which it is. The nomads are playing around a little bit more with beasts, which is something that could potentially aid you on your way to the goal of the game. There are incidents where beasts are used for certain events and stuff like that. You also have the explorers, kind of like the first clan, but just, slightly different units. You have the swarm, which is basically just all robots, or drones as it's called in this game, which is, kind of cool. Yeah, but we're gonna go with the outcasts. So you have a basic, again, this is very much like Hearthstone. So you have fury, stuff that happens when you play the unit. You have taunt, which means that enemies have to attack this one. What else do we have? I think that was basically the ones that we have from the very beginning. Well, there are, yeah, for example, this is something that happens when another follower is destroyed. Yes, but other than that, nothing more than that. There are other things that can happen as well. So the perks that we can unlock, as it says, we need these are sort of milestone things. So in order to start with more altruism, we need to spend, or share rather, luxuries. I'll play that a little bit, so just to make sure that everything works, etc, etc. So we've shared 3 out of 15, and reduce cost for food in shops, etc, etc. We have each combat when you play your first leader card, refresh your leader, kinda nice, etc, etc. So, these are the things that we're starting with. We're starting with 20 batteries, 60 food, and 80 hope. Now, food and hope is what we use in order to travel. So that is stuff that we actually need to refresh as much as possible. Batteries is basically currency. So when we're in shops, etc, we spend batteries for stuff, and we can also sell things for batteries. So these are our convoy cars. We also have leader cars, and again, here same thing goes here. We can choose different setups. So we have Firebrand, does a lot of damage things. We have Echo, slightly less cost for casting, but more about, as it says here, pull and push things. We're gonna see what that means. We can increase the damage of a target card, target leader attack card. We can infect targets, etc, etc. We have Banshee, we can black out things, meaning that their effect isn't usable anymore. Very good for taunt units, for example. If you use this in a taunt unit, they lose the taunt ability. That's pretty damn good. But the same here, we're gonna go for Firebrand. Again, this is sort of the basic setup if you start the game from a really fresh start. So, let's get into the game. This world is broken. Only the strong and the ruthless prevail in this land of ruins. Hope is for the naive and the weak. Until I heard its call from the night sky. The falling star spoke of power and forgotten knowledge. It told me where it would land long before it smashed into Soma. His voice was weak and fragmented. But it carried the promise of a way out, a path to change. It gave me a purpose. It took me weeks to cross through Soma's wilderness. Then its impact shook the heavens. Hissing with heat, the sand around it turned into glass. Then it spoke of the crypt. Last time. Yeah, that is basically the yeah, that is basically the story here. We are a prophet. We've sensed this machine thing. It spoke to us about a crypt that would sort of help us, or at least says it will. So, I have spoken to the machines before, but not had been this powerful, this keen, yet it was dying. In blue light, it painted a mandala into the dusty air. With this fractal symbol, it showed me glimpses of ancient knowledge from before the crash. Etched in hard light, it told me how to find and open the crypt, this place of legend. Then the fallen star spoke to me. So, this is sort of robots talk, I guess. So you help, power, safety, knowledge in the crypt, you lead them. So that is what we're gonna do. As the machine died and its light slowly subsided, I could hear words of prayer and mantras all around me. Others must have seen the trail of fire, heard the stars whisper and followed it here too. Their eager faces told me that they had heard the machine speak to me. The prophet, they chanted. And so, my followers had found me. Together, we will find the crypt. So we are about to set out, so let's open up our map. And this is sort of how the game plays. We have this crisscross map. We are starting at the bottom, we're moving up to the top. Now this isn't the only place. It's reminiscent of Faster Than Light, in that when we're done with this, we're going to be able to choose paths into newer areas. And we're going to face off in sort of equally, I think it's 4 areas in total, I think. We're going to see when we get here. And as I said, we have these points where we can move to, and if I click here, it will say that what the cost of travel is. So in this case, 10 food and 5 hope. Now the altruism that we have is how open our convoy is. So the more altruism we have, it is actually easier for us to gain new followers. Now on this difficulty level, you can actually explore most of the map before you sort of move on. Generally you don't have a dead end like this, so if you move here, it's likely gonna open up a little bit. We'll see about that. Of course, the red ones are tougher fights. The brown ones are sort of special places. So for example, here we have a township. We can hire new followers from the Blue Devils. We have a market. Over here we have a market. And over here we have Teacher's Shrine, a place where we can actually increase our leader deck, I believe. So we are probably gonna try and do as much of this map as possible, which means that I think that I'm gonna go probably this route and up here. Because I would assume that this leads either down here, up here, or both. If it leads up here, we're going to sort of loop around down here and go this way up. So let's start with this, crossroads. Now while we travel, things can actually happen on the road as well. But here, the sun was setting as we noticed a dark plume of smoke not far away. Sneaking closer, we saw a band of raiders celebrating their victory over a small roaming caravan of a size not unlike ours. We spotted 2 sets of clan sigils, 2 separate raider groups. They were currently busy splitting up their newly acquired batteries, slaves, and other valuables. What should we do, Prophet? We can't sneak past them, asked Giantica. So all of my followers actually do have names. So this warrior monk here, which is just called warrior monk from the sort of onlook, but at the bottom you can see they actually do have a name. I don't know exactly how much this matters. Sometimes you can get events where followers actually leave you, but I don't think that that's that common. So we can either take out their leaders, free the slaves, or seize the loot. So this is sort of how we want to play this game. Do we want to fight? Do we want to free slaves? Or do we want to take loot for ourselves? If we take loot, we are most likely going to lose a little bit of altruism, I think. If we free the slaves, we might actually increase our altruism. So I think we're going to go for... Let's try and maximize our altruism as much as we can. So see what will happen if we do free the slaves. So we backed up and tried to get closer to the chained slaves, then swiftly began our assault. One of the slaves, bruised but still wearing a warrior's turban, noticed us and promptly started showing a fellow prisoner to distracted guards. "What in all the hells are you up to? Do you want to taste the whip again?" he yelled. The guards turned towards the scene, so our onslaught caught him by surprise. So that leads us into a fight. So this is the setup for this game then. So as you can see, it's a little bit different than Hearthstone. In Hearthstone you place your units in a straight line basically, and that's it. In this game you have a little bit more of a tactical choice. So I have access to these, in this case 12 spots. My opponent has these 12 spots. And where I place my units is actually going to matter. The reason why it's going to matter is because if I place, for example, if I would place this one here and this one here, this one will not be able to attack because it's behind something. And on other battlefields like this, we're gonna find obstacles and stuff like that. We don't have any obstacles at this point though. So we have 3 energy, and as we go first, we only have 3 energy. Our opponent will have 4 at the start of their turn, obviously. That's sort of how it works. My goal is to take out the leader. My leader, their leader has 5 energy. Sadly, we're not going to be able to make that this turn. Well, it's going to be pretty much impossible. As we play our troops, again, like in Hearthstone, they're not going to be able to attack. I will play, actually, Reinforce, which means I can draw a new convoy card, because this is not a good card to have at this point. He has a heal ability, which we don't need because we haven't lost any health at this point. Let's draw a convoy card, and that's a pretty decent draw, actually. So let's place our initiate here. So that means that our turn is over. We can't really do anything else since we don't have any energy. So at the start of each fight, you draw 3 convoy cards and 2 leader cards. Now these are not scrapped. So each turn then, we're going to draw 1 more convoy card and 1 more leader card. Until I think the card, the deck reshuffles. I generally don't get that far because fights are usually over before that. But let's end the turn and see what my opponent does. So he places a raider for 3 energy, that's a bit of a problem. The worker, which gains the leader some armor. So at this point, their leader has 6 health. I will not be able to do anything about that. I could, however, play my Crash Yacker here. Now, a tactic that I could use, which would be a pretty decent thing to do, is play it behind my initiative here. Sort of sacrificing this guy. It is highly likely that my opponents will go for you, which then would open up for my Crash Yacker next turn. It will sort of keep him safe for a little while at least. So I think I'm going to now that I see that I missed this, I don't need to do that at all. I have a bandit sapper. Deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. I place that one. 2 damage in there. I take you and I attack. They don't have any taunt units, so we don't have to bother with that. And then I use my shots on the leader, and we're done. That was actually quite lucky. And again, sure, I am playing on a easier difficulty setting, so this would probably not have happened had I played on a more difficult setting. But we get some experience, so my leader gets experience and can actually level up, which is very good. We also get some vegetables, food, and some bones, which is basically just used for selling stuff. If we continue, we also get some event after. So the last of the jailers fell lifelessly to the floor. We quickly broke the chains of the prisoners, ready to overpower the remaining bandits together. But when we turned to face them, they had vanished, cannily using the chaos of the fight to grab all of the loot and escape. So we don't get as much loot, but we do get 2 new troops. We get a Raj Shield Bearer, so only where units and obstacles gain taunt. Potentially a really good one. We also get Soldier's First Strike. Now, First Strike is actually really good. So, as it says, when attacking with enough damage to kill the target, the first target unit doesn't suffer retaliation damage. Because, yes, if we attack something, we do take damage equal to the defending unit's attack. But with the Soldier, we don't. If the Soldier kills. And the Soldier has 4 damage, which is, you know, quite high. So that was actually a pretty decent thing there. So we are absolutely gonna put those into our combo deck. We could actually remove stuff at this point, I'm thinking, like the Raider here. Let's actually remove 1 Raider. We don't need you. Do I want 2 scouts? Well, 2 scouts isn't that bad. We're gonna leave it like that, I think. Just remove 1 Raider. Let's move on to the next crossroads. Nothing happening on our travel, that's good. So our convoy approached a fortified structure. Behind a rough barricade that consists of rubble, wire and wooden stakes, smoke rose from a handful of buildings. The gate to the settlement was closed and guards were watching us from towers. We can leave, approach or investigate. So what about we play a little bit safe and investigate? With our scouts check around the fort to make sure that it wasn't any ambush. They reported back to their wall that this wasn't a normal settlement. And there were snipers hiding in the fort's margins. So the question here is, do we just move on or do we attack? Of course, attacking means that we are subject of losing units. And also, if this is the case, that they actually do have snipers immediately, that's a big problem. I think I'm gonna play it a little bit safe here and just move on. So nothing happens. And we'll move on to the crossroads, where we would be able to... Well, here we go. Something happened on the road. So, at the crossroads, we will be able to... I think that was... well, we'll see when we get there. So, right next to the road, there was a huge motor wagon that apparently had broken down. A small group of scavengers were already working on it. They gave us hostile looks when we came closer, trying to make a show of brandishing their feeble weapons. So we can threaten them. The chance is unlikely. I don't know exactly what this is based on. If it is like how many units I have, or if it is any other... There are a few other values they can have, apart from altruism, so it might be that. And here we actually did get an event like this that I was talking about. If we would have had a beast, we could let that beast snarl at them. This becomes kind of fun when it says like this, because it's like, let nobody snarl at them. What I want to let nobody snarl at them, but I can't. Or I can trade with them for valuables. And then, now it doesn't really feel necessary that we do that. I'm actually going to threaten them this time, because these aren't, you know, tough enemies by any chance. So yeah, this was our claim now. If they wanted to keep their lives, they would have to leave the scavenging to us. Still, they were desperate enough to fight us over this. Weapons were ready on both sides, and then the fighting started. So sadly, I shouldn't have done that, because now I lost altruism. That's a bit of a shame. And we do get to fight as well, so that's a little bit annoying. But okay, you learn all the time. So, for this time, we actually do get a little pre-screen here. So we go first. We don't have to edit anything at this point. So let's just go into the battle. So this is normally what happens. Apparently it didn't happen the first time. So, this is my starting hand. Now I can actually remove cards. So, for example, this is a pretty decent start. I can get both of these units out. So I think that this is good. Now, Static Charge I don't really like because it deals damage to everything. So I'm gonna trade that one out. And I'm also gonna pick the Shield Bearer, because I can do a little cool thing here. So, let's do that. Let's play you here, and let's play you here. For some reason, it's... Oh, come on, I can. I absolutely can. So yeah, and we also get less strength, which is good. We're not going to be able to play it next time, though. Sadly, I got this. Well, I say sadly, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it costs 6, so I'm not going to be able to do that. I need to place a leader card, which is Scratch. Again, a little bit annoying. Now, I could do this one in order to get both of these into taunt. However, I did get my Warrior Monk as well. And I also have these. The reason why I mentioned that is because I can kill the leader. Now the abandoned vehicle doesn't give me anything, so I don't have to kill that one. So yeah, I can just do this basically. And now we're gonna do a thing. Do that on you, do that on you, and we have 6 damage. Now you are injured. If a unit, I think we didn't see that last time because I played that badly. I realize now. Totally forgot about this little thing. So, this unit is injured. I need to check into, I think, whether or not just an injury actually makes them injured after the fight, or if they have to be defeated completely in order for that to happen. We're not going to risk anything though, so we're going to do this. We're going to attack with you, and then we're going to attack with you. Well, because what happens now is that they get a little bonus from being the one who did the final blow, and they their injury is removed as well. So that is something that you sort of need to think about a little when you do your fights. Try to finish the enemy leader with a unit that hasn't been upgraded like this, or if they're injured. So, more experience, we get some more food, and some more hope stuff. So that's that. We tossed the bodies of the scavengers off the road and started to harvest as much from the wagon as possible, and we got batteries in purple. So, the white symbol means that it's basically just a standard item. Then you have blue, which is rare, and purple, which is very, very rare, I guess. So yeah, this is really good. This is a lot of batteries. Now, these items you don't use for anything but just selling, basically. So yep, a lot of batteries for me. Move on. So we get to this little thing. Okay, so this is basically just an event thing then. We come up on an abandoned vehicle. It looks like someone had left it, and some valuable parts, behind not too long ago. Just more bones. As you can see, they can have different values as well. Yep, let's do that. It says rest, but we're basically just not doing much at all. And we do have, we can check in on that little scout here. So now we have a scout that actually does more damage. Of course, the scouts aren't that good because they only have 2 health, so they're easily to kill for my opponents, but good anyway. So let's travel to our next crossroads up here. A little off the road, we spotted a creek with clear water and bordered by lush fields filled with berries. We took as much as we could carry. So yeah, fruit and water, nice. And I do like that the stuff that you collect is actually, you know, connected to the event that happened. So we found a bush or fields with berries, we found water, and that's actually what we picked up. Not just random food. So let's travel here. So along the road we spotted a small, apparently deserted camp. We took a break to see if we could find anything of value. But the only unusual thing we spotted was a fresh corpse. Looking at the familiar sigils and colors of the robes, she had to be one of the bandits we faced a few days ago. It looked like she was killed in a struggle and left behind. Nothing else happening here. So let's get up to the township. We're actually doing pretty damn good for batteries at this point. We've arrived at Fullergram. So we can buy and sell stuff, and we can find new followers. So of course we're gonna do a bit of selling, because we have a lot of stuff to sell. Sell for batteries, for batteries, for batteries, for batteries, and that's also for batteries. Why can't I sell the purple battery? Or did I? I probably did now that I see the amount of batteries that we have. So what we can buy here is more food. We're not really struggling for food at this point though, and they cost a lot. You can, however, get an armored vest. So this is something that our leader can use. And if we equip this one, we will get hardcover, which is when a follower with sniper joins your side, that follower gains a barrier. That's very, very good. I don't have any snipers at this point though. And I also get one armor at the start of combat. Or I can dismantle it. So all of these items that you can pick up, you can dismantle. If I do that, I get a new card. I gain 2 armor card for free. Also very, very good. This only cost 10 batteries, so we're gonna buy that. Even if I don't have a sniper. We're gonna be able to get one, perhaps. Do we? No, we absolutely didn't find a sniper. So these are the followers from the Blue Devils. It's basically what we are as well, I think. Well, no, it's not. These are not kind of units that we have. Some of them are actually injured, which isn't that good. This one doesn't have any reduced health, because of course they only have 1 health. Blast, what is that? When attacking, deal 1 damage to all the target's neighbors. This unit can target empty tiles. That is not bad at all, actually. But you know, 1 damage isn't that much. But if you can get a kill with this one, so they're up to 2 damage. Because if you attack a empty tile, of course, they're not going to take any damage. The stealth, of course, only lasts until they... does stealth last forever? Unit can't be attacked by enemy units. It can attack all enemy units regardless of position. Lasts until this unit takes damage from a unit or obstacle. A unit can only have 1 of marks. That means that they're always stealthed. I'm gonna buy you. Even if you're injured. You're not gonna be around in my my convoy at this point though. You also have a Fury of King Stoic. I don't know what that is. And it doesn't say. That's a little bit of a shame. We have a Pundit. Discard a random leader card. Don't really want that. We have Rage. Rage isn't bad. If unit attacks and destroys his target follower, refresh Rage unit. Meaning that if I attack something and kill, I get to attack again. Of course... and it's only target followers. Had it been obstacles as well, that would have been good. Problem is, of course, that they take damage as they do so. You could, of course, attack, take some damage, place the follower with the heal ability. That could be a potentially good thing, but no. So we also have Robust. And with Robust, if unit would be killed through damage, can be moved back 1 tile. This is a exceptionally good character, actually. So yeah, it will be moved and healed back up to 1 life point instead, if it is killed. So you want to place this at the front. And also the Fury, if this follower is wounded, gain +2/+2. That is, we're gonna take that one. That is really good. Overwhelming is actually also good. When attacking an enemy unit, all damage beyond the target's health rolls over to the next unit in a row, or the enemy leader if no unit is present. I think we're gonna go with that one as well. Again, we had a bunch of batteries. Let's just spend a little. And if we go into here, we can now equip our armored vest. So let's do that. For now, it would be a shame if I picked up a sniper and I had dismantled this card. Of course, this is sort of... I mean, I can either get 1 armor or I get a card for 2 armor. You know what? I'm gonna dismantle it. So I don't think that we are going to get snipers at this point. I don't think so. So yeah, we can't do any healing at this place. There's no safe camp, so we're just gonna continue. So we're gonna go up to this and see if I'm correct that this sort of branches off. It was just before sunrise when the guards spotted a small gang of armed thieves in torn union uniforms trying to steal our supplies. They looked ragged, hungry, and wholly prepared to take what they needed. Of course, this is a place where we can increase our altruism and basically give them some food. We can confront them or attack them. If we confront them, of course, that could mean that we don't have to fight them, but we can also just flat out attack them. If I would have had 50 followers in my convoy, I could have confronted them en masse. No, we're going to be friendly to them and give them some food. So these poor souls looked half-starved, so we let them take from our stores. Few words were exchanged, but they were clearly grateful for our charity. They spent the rest of the night at our camp. So we get altruism, but we also get believers. The believers is how spiritual and religious your convoy is. Of course, 2 is not enough to do basically anything, but, you know, if we're lucky, we can sort of increase that as well. So, crossroads are a good place to find food. So yeah, as I said, we made a camp in an abandoned building. It had been picked nearly clean, but we found a small supply stash with cans that the scavengers must have overlooked. We get some meat and some fruits, and as I said, this branches out. That means that I am going to go up here, like so. Nothing happening here. A small contingent of Union soldiers has set up a roadblock with their vehicles and lazily awaited our arrival. You there, a grim sergeant wearing a heavy blasted armor barked. Time to pay for using our roads. We cleaned up this land, so we expect some batteries in return. And if we don't pay, it is highly likely that we would be fining them. So let's just pay them. I'm fine for that. There's no need for violence, so we paid the soldiers behind the roadblock in order to pass through. They gave us a grim stares as we moved past their wagons, which were gaudily adorned with the banners of the Union. And we're gonna move up into the teacher's shrine. That could actually be pretty good for us. So this is Mihipal, I guess. The teacher, learn new leader cards. So I can gain 1 focus. Now 1 focus is basically used for... if I want to edit this deck, I need focus in order to, for example, remove cards. If I wanted to, which I kind of do want. The static charge, as I said, I don't necessarily enjoy that one. So I can pay at the shrine to gain 1 focus to be able to do that. Or I could start learning. By the way, have I leveled up? I don't think I have yet. No, I haven't. I am at 6 out of 10 XP so far. We've only done 2 fights, so that's very much as it should be. So if we start learning, we can actually get a leader card. And of course, I don't know what I'm gonna get. It's entirely random. So let's pick this one. So I get a smoke screen. You gain at the start of your turn all friendly followers with stealth getting +1. Okay, that syncs really well with the unit that I placed. Nice. So that's something I got from there. We also have a market. We can sell... No, we don't want to sell that. We get Miner's Gear. So what's that? When a friendly follower is destroyed, gain +1 armor. ×2. Not that bad. So this is a sort of effect in the battle. This over here. And also starting armor 1. I can dismantle into challenge. Target friendly follower gains taunt and is pulled. Also not super bad, but... yeah. Taunt isn't always bad, but can be sometimes. I kind of want to get that one, actually, since we dismantled the previous armor. So let's equip that. We actually desperately want a weapon. Weapons are good, because they basically mean an additional attack every fight. I also remember that I want to move you into my deck. And you as soon as I have... healed you up, because I don't want to lose you at this point. So let's leave the camp. We could go to the final thing, but no. I would have kind of hoped that there would have been a path down here. So we're going to spend a little bit more in order to move here. And so we're going to do one of the tougher fights. But we do find something else. It's gigantic again here. The outriders reported loud animal noises not far off the track. We took an armed group out there, finding a large predator caught in a pit. Its hind leg was impaled by stakes, apparently in a trap set by some local hunters. So we can kill it, but chance unlikely. We can heal it for 1 food. Well, why not, eh? Let's heal it. We actually get the beast. Gigantic, with the help of some others, slowly earned the animal's trust by feeding it. Then they freed it and treated its leg. The animal made pitiful sounds, but when they were done, we had made a new friend. So we get some altruism. We actually get a blue follower here. We get a Thornhide Skulker that has overwhelming, and also if your leader has less health than the enemy leader, gain taunt and stoic. Well, that's not ever gonna happen, so still we cannot see the stoic thing. Well, doesn't really matter. So yeah, we got a beast. Cool. It's actually good for the events that has, you know, things that can happen with beasts. What seemed like a peaceful and quiet evening was interrupted by shouts and gunfire coming from the direction of our first wagon. We grabbed our weapons and prepared to confront the attackers. Basic fight here. So yeah, now we're facing a little bit of a trickier enemy here. Level 1 elite. So they have 6 health and 2 armor at the beginning of the battle. So let's get in here and see what we've got. We're gonna remove the that one. We're gonna keep these, I think. Yes. So, confirm that, and I think that we're actually going to play the bandit separate immediately. Now, we do have some stuff here. We have ammo crates. When a follower joins battle as a neighbor, that follower gains +1. Of course, we're going to do that. I'm going to place you here. Over here, we have battery cache. Revenge. Attackers convoy gains batteries. So we kind of do want to attack this, actually. We also get the bolster. I'm gonna bolster you immediately. We are basically almost at the point where we can kill that one. Beautiful. Sadly not with this one, it's only gonna have 5. But if we pick up a leader card that does +1 damage, that would be good. So this is what they do. They play in initiate. That is okay, and they play a scout. That's basically what they can do, right? Well, they can pull as well. That is annoying, because now I cannot... This one can only attack this target. That's highly annoying. Sure, they can't attack that one either, but that's annoying. Okay, let's gain some more armor. Now, what do I want to do at this point? I can move it, by the way. I can move it to all of these areas. This symbol indicates that it is now able to attack and being attacked. I'm almost okay with actually leaving it there and possibly play my wild hand. Possibly play my wild hand in front of it. So if I do this, attack that, place you here, I get a little beast here. So now I can do either Blessed Strength or play my scout. So of course I can play my scout here by this ammo crate as well. But so what do we have? We have 5 damage incoming potentially on my on my troops, which means that even if I do this on you would still die if they both attack them, but of course you would also kill both of them, which is good. So let's do that. I think that was a pretty good decision. So yeah, see, they attack that one, dead. Yeah, she attacks that one. I don't know why they do that. That's pretty damn weird. Because we are going to be able to kill them. I don't know if this is a part of the easier setting as well, that they do kind of weird choices. Because yeah, we're just basically gonna kill you. I can't kill that one because you're in the way, so let's not bother with that. The last one, you get back your health and some other stuff. So, victory, your rewards for experience means that we level up, we get some food, we get some batteries, and we actually get some new troops. A Shiram Crusader that's shielded, so basically taking 1 damage. No, sorry, unit cannot be targeted by enemy leader cards or item powers. That's pretty okay. And black up the first unit or obstacle in the opposing row. Good for, again, the taunt thing there. Or and the lookout that has a random friendly follower gains +2 health. That's also good. Welcome to our ranks. So the dead bodies of our enemies litter the area. Doesn't seem very altruistic, I think. But yeah, we can now level up. So with our level up, maximum health and learn a new card. So Let's level up. Actually, it costs us batteries to do that. And now we get to flip 3 cards and pick one of them. So let's do this. We can either have coordinated fire, deal 2 damage to all enemy followers for every refreshed follower on your side. So refresh in this case mean that I would do this at the start of my turn before they attack. If all my followers have attacked, this wouldn't do any damage, because it also exhausts all of my followers, meaning that they wouldn't be able to attack. So either use my own followers to attack or deal 2 damage to all my enemy followers. Not bad, necessarily. The problem is that we're not going to be running with a lot of followers in fights, so I don't know how good that is. We get 1 more quick shot for 1 damage, or we can get a blind rage, which increases our attack by 2, but our health down by 2. Attack by 4, sorry. Now that's actually pretty damn good, because you can place or have this on your a unit and then attack the enemy leader, because +4, that's a lot. As we've seen, the leaders don't have that much health at this point, so I'm actually going to go for that one. You don't really want to use that in order to kill regular enemies, though. We also get +2 health, as I said, +2 to our maximum health, and we also get one of the focuses, meaning that we're going to edit our deck. We're going to remove one of our static charges. So destroy the selected card. Thank you. Don't want that. Hopefully we'll be able to destroy the second one pretty damn soon. Let's get down to the village here. Actually, we're going to do a thing before we do that. We are not. We can do that when we get to the village. That's fine. So the village had flourished in a... So this is Fariwala, is the name of this village. The village had flourished in a suburb formerly belonging to one of the giant pre-crash settlements. Most of the ancient houses had only small window slits, giving the town a defensive and foreboding look. Adding to this ill omen was the hostile attitude of the locals. Many made gestures of protection, and an old woman spat as she saw us. So we could pay some food to appease them, or threaten them. Of course we're going to threaten them, that's kind of stupid. We approached them with open arms, presenting a small offering. We requested their hospitality. We are weary from our travels and have beautiful and useful things for trade. After more friendly gestures and word, they allowed us to enter the village. Thank you. But apparently it's not safe enough for us to rest. So rest is what we need to do in order to actually heal my injured followers. So we can buy and sell some stuff. I have some machine parts we can sell. Do we have weapons? Yes, we do have weapons. We have a Molotov. So if we get this, we now gain a attack. Target leader discards leader card. That's very good, I think. We could dismantle it into a sabotage. Select a row on both sides. Each leader discard a convoy card for each follower on their own target row. Don't really get that one, so let's not bother with that. We're gonna buy this because we do need a weapon. And that's basically what we're gonna do. Now, I think that we need to do, because we are running low on hope, is that we're gonna share with the group some natural dice. That also gives us hazardous poison for the next fight, which says that add a hazard obstacle card to your leader hand. So we can basically place an obstacle, preferably on the opposing side. Not necessarily, you can place it on your own side as well if you want to. So let's share this. And now we're up to 28 on our hope. Beautiful. I don't think that there's much else that we can do, of course, except for equipping our Molotov. Now we actually do have a weapon. Good. Let's head out and move here to this crossroads. And what did we find here? We came upon a group of traders that were traveling in the opposite direction. Their guards gave us their cautious look, but the merchants themselves greeted us cordially and asked if we needed any goods. If I would have had a Blue Devil follower of legendary status, we could have haggled a bit. If we just trade now, the merchants opened the side drawers of one wagon and showed us their goods. They just recently visited some hydroponic farms and would trade fresh vegetables and fruit for batteries. Sadly, we actually don't have the batteries for that, so we're gonna have to decline. We are running a little bit low on food and hope at this point, though, so this whole decision actually of moving back and forth might not have been the best thing for me. A cloud in the distance indicated a larger convoy moving in our direction. First we saw the vanguard, a group of heavily armored blue-skinned leper mercs, and the main caravan, a large assembly of wagons, some of them carrying wares, others slaves in cages. We were greeted by their leader, a decadent merchant dressed in expensive garments. He rode on a sparkling white Jahiva mount to which 3 naked slaves were chained. So converse with them. Hey. So this shell of yours, the slave here said with a high-pitched voice, pointing at Booba. It looks more exquisite. Most exquisite. It will fit very well in our garden. Would you sell it to us? We are willing to pay you most handsomely. I absolutely don't want to sell you. So refuse. We shook our heads, maintaining our stony expression. Some of us were itching to make the slaver pay for this obscene offer, but the heavily armed mercs didn't allow us to give the violent response it called for. So let's just move on back to this crossroads. We do get some events though. It was in the darkest hours of the night when we suddenly heard a commotion at the edge of the camp. A raider. His face painted and his body decorated with human bones, wielded a knife as he stood over Apala. Behind him, other raiders were trying to carry off 3 tied-up followers into the darkness. With a sharp battle cry, we threw ourselves onto the attackers. So sadly, one of my raiders here got injured. That's fine though, we're gonna attack. I go first, and they only I say, have 6 health. So, we actually do get the blind rage at this point, which is sort of what we need. I'm gonna trade away all of those, because I can't place any of them. I'm gonna confirm. Hopefully we'll get some good things. Yes, we get a scout. So we get a scout, we get spore pods. Revenge, you deal 4 damage to the leaders on this side. Not bad to place here, actually. I'm just gonna place this since I don't have anything else to do. I'm gonna end my turn. So they play a Spark Shaman that deals damage, which is sort of fine. He pushes that one so they can attack next. And he gets Taunt, and that is... that's not what I wanted to see at all, actually. I should have used this, in fact. Let's do that now. No, it actually costs 1 energy, I don't want to do that. So you have 4 and 5. Now this became a little bit more problematic. But I can do this. This is exactly what I wanted this for. Place that there. You now do not have your taunt anymore. I do blind ration you. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I thought that was just down to 1. Ooh, that was a bad move of me. Okay, so I put myself in a bad position here. Let's see what we can do with this then. So he is now placing a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff. Okay, we have 5. Let's do... what do we do? I can't really place you because you're gonna die immediately. I can place you like here, but that would be kind of pointless as well. Placing you 2, you have 7 combined health. They're gonna be able to kill you easily. Well, didn't I? Well, actually, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna kill you off you, because that would... well, it actually opens up for them to just flat out kill it. And they're gonna... it's a pretty bad move, actually. They're really buffing that one. Not good for me. Also not a very good choice there. Okay, I played this very badly. At this point, we're in a situation where we're not going to be able to really do that much. So what do we do? We have 6 energy at this point. I can just flat out kill that one. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, to be honest. Would not be the worst thing. No, let's do that. Neural ship you out of the way. Means that sure, they're going to be able to take a bunch of damage at me, which is a shame. Don't really want that, but at this point we're strapped for choices here. For some reason they attack an obstacle. Don't really know why. They're attacking that one. Feel free to do that, but oh, they have so much. But yeah, basically nothing else at this point. Okay, so what do we do? They can attack for 9. which is not good. But I can place you for 1. Then I can place... I'm thinking about you, actually. Because you, of course, you deal 2 damage to all neighboring tiles, which is not good. But on the other hand, you can kill the enemy leader. So what if I place you behind here? Then okay. It's a good thing that I'm playing on a on an easier difficulty setting here, because I am not playing this well at all. At this point, I'm sort of struggling to see how we're gonna be able to do this, because they have so many troops now. Well, I can do this. I can just flat out kill a lot of stuff. But we're not having any troops out. So let's do this. Let's have you here. Let's have you behind. See what that does to us. So I'm gonna kill that one. Because you're not gonna be able to kill. Like so. You're gonna kill that. Well, actually you are, because you're playing that really well as well. So, I mean, I haven't done anything to the leader as of yet, because I failed on my beginnings there. Okay, now we got the pay reader as well, so that's good. Let's also do this. This might be... Oh, actually, I didn't know that you could put taunt on an obstacle. That's kind of weird. Smoke screen I don't need, because I have got a stealthy unit. So let's do that. Okay, I don't know what happened. Did it take too long? Is that what happened? Yeah, probably. Okay, fine, that can happen. We took some damage, which means that they fell down to 2. With certain defeat looming, panic set in that the enemy tried to flee. I don't think that was certain defeat on their part, or on my part. We can pursue them. Of course we're going to pursue them. With our superior force, we had them swiftly surrounded. They dropped down on their knees, and we were at our mercy. Forced them to surrender. The remaining enemies ditched their weapons and dropped to their knees. Recruit them, because we had 6 altruism. So we get a Pathfinder, a Ranger, and another Pathfinder. Pull the unit obstacle in the last tile of the opposing row. Kind of good, actually. Yeah, that was nice. Having some more units is never bad. We also get some food and some hope. But yeah, 6 damage units and minus 13 health for my prophet is not that good. We can, however, do nothing there. We can go into convoy. We can share some natural dice. We get the hazardous position again. Good. So yeah, now we have some injured people. We are going to remove them, because I don't want to risk having them being taken up. We're going to add the guys that we got, because they were uninjured. So yeah, that's what our convoy is going to look like now. So let's get out to the journey again and go to the next crossroads. So, just up the road, we encountered 2 figures who sat in the dust. They held up empty bowls, their blank expression, hollow cheeks, indicating they were close to starvation. One of them was an old woman with tangled hair and cloudy eyes. The other a young girl that was almost naked except for a few rags. So we can pay 5 food. We don't really have the food, but I'm gonna be friendly. We actually do get a chieftain. Revenge spawn 3 beasts. Not that bad. You're welcome. We are going to start taking some damage to our prophet now. In the middle of the night, sentries sounded an alarm. A group of leper mercs were caught trying to abduct some more followers. They carried the colors of House Kirk, an infamous slaver clan that dominated the spaceport. We drew our weapons and charged on the devils to protect the convoy. So yeah, 7 damage in total is what we're going to have to deal. We do get that one. We don't need that one. You can be here. Actually, just do this. That's fine. So, we do that. We reinforce for another unit like so. To end the turn, they place a robust, same as we had before, being knocked back if we attack them. A raider, and that's it. So we get a free armor, which is good. We are not at this point dealing 7 damage. However, we have choices. We could do a burst fire, meaning that we just flat out kill that one. Or we could do a acid plant in front of him. And then we can do other stuff. Because this one isn't that big of a problem, so let's just do that. Let's place you. You are now sort of out for this point at least. Let's place you a taunt person. And let's just go for the leader. We're done. So he has to move. He cannot attack now. He draws another convoy card. Gets us veteran slaver. Hopefully they don't have taunt at this point. Yeah, that's worked really well for me. So, you are already buffed. You are not, which means that I'm gonna use you. So now you get a little buff and you're up to 4 attack. So, good thing here, we do get food and hope stuff. Sweets. So the dead bodies of our enemies littered area. So let's enter camp, let's inspect our convoy and eat some sweets. That means that in the next battle we would have a extra convoy card. That's pretty good. So let's do that. We are just up to enough food for now, which is good. Let's move here. A squad of Union soldiers appeared at our perimeter and demanded that at least a quarter of our people join their collective. We carefully considered their offer and gave them the sign to attack and kill them. Beautiful. Okay, again, 7 damage needed to be done. We do get a pretty nice setup here. I'm going to be extremely careful about the blind rage card now, though. We do get a static charge. Going to remove that one. I am going to remove that one as well, because 5 is a little bit out. Now this is better. So we can either play our devoted guard that has taunt, or we can play both the Banner Sapper and the Hermit, which is of course what we're going to do. Do some extra damage on you. We also get the armor, and we're done basically. So yeah, not looking too hot here. For some reason I played behind the... okay, fine, whatever. It's kind of a weird turn there for you. So they have 5 health. I can deal 4 damage in total, because I cannot use that one because that kills them. You deal 5 damage, so you kill anything. Means that I probably just place this one like so. And I can't do anything else, no. Just let's see what you do. So I'm mostly curious about who you're gonna kill, basically. I'm gonna attack that one. I'm perfectly fine with that, to be honest. Because that means that I can now kill the enemy leader with that one, meaning that he does not remain injured. So let's just do that. Up to health, and a little bit extra attack. So we get some food, very much needed. Some extra meat here, and some lumber that we can sell. That was a good one. So that means that we are now up to a Blue Devil camp with good rewards, but heavily defended. First though, as the sun reached the horizon, a small fire up ahead drew our attention. A band of pilgrims had set up camp and invited us to join them. Absolutely. The pilgrims welcomed us and shared some of their dry bread and tea with our convoy. 1 food. Nice. Okay. Can we recruit? Yes, we can. Just for free. Beautiful. So Warden of the Engine with Taunt and also Fury. Spawn 1 drone with Taunt for every 2 units. The enemy has more than you. Okay, that's interesting. Not that bad, actually. We also have Barrier. The next time this unit would take damage, remove the barrier. And Revenge, give a random friendly follower extra health, also very good. And a cheap taunt unit. That was a pretty damn decent one. Sadly, well actually we should be being able to get them into our convoy. A large fortress blocked our path. There was a sturdy structure constructed of ochre mud bricks. Its heavy scrap metal gate cut off the road. Let's approach the fortress openly. We can attack them anyway, so... a warning shot cracked and sent up a spray of dirt at our feet. An unseen voice called down from the ramparts. This land is not open to you. Turn around and leave. Now. We saw movements of a few armed bodies up on the walls. I can plead. Can try that. If I would have had 14 ultras, I'm not that far off. If I had not done that thing that cost me 4 ultras, and I actually would have had that. We can attack. I'm just gonna plead and see what happens. I tried to touch their hearts with a noble purpose, but they were unmoved. Again, with guns trained on us, they ordered us to leave, but we had come this far. If you'll not let us pass, then we will go through you, I said. Fight! So yeah, I can actually edit my deck here. I do want you in, I want you in, I want you in. At this point I should too. No, I don't. Oh, that was not the one that I wanted. No, they're all injured, the rest of them. Yep. There we go. It is an elite unit, but still only 7 health. So I'm not going to have the neural shiv at this point, doesn't really help me. We are gonna do this though, yes. So let's just do... Of course he goes first, that's a little bit annoying. But it also means that we are gonna have 4 energy at the start of the turn. So we are absolutely gonna kill you though. So rage is not bad. I think, however, that I want to do this and bolster, like so. Yes, that's a good choice. See, it does get a rage with 3 attack. That's not optimal for me, to be honest. 8 damage. I'm not going to be able to do that. My warrior monk is going to have to take some of that. You cannot kill my warrior monk, which is good. So let's actually bolster you in case you have something that would be able to kill my warrior monk. Sadly I can't attack that because you're in the way. But I do have rage on... No, that wasn't the rage one. That was the ranger. So let's just attack the leader. That's just the best thing to do. So yeah, see, boosting that to 3, they now have 6 damage in total, meaning they can take out my monk, which is a shame. They will have to, obviously. So yeah, what was that by the way? When a friendly follower so you gain 1 armor. And of course you were able to attack. That's very, very annoying. Okay, so we're in a position here that you can deal 4 damage, but if I can just place enough followers, which I can just place you, I can place you, and I can place you. So now you are basically screwed. Unless you play something with taunt, of course, because that could be a problem for me. You're gonna have to take out you. That is not gonna help at all. So you would still take it out. And now we can take you out. And I think I'm gonna do with you, because you do have rage. So the more damage you can do, the better. Yes, let's do that. So, the elite unit is done. We did suffer 3 injuries. We get a roster trap. So, spawn a drone in a random tile, that's pretty good. We can dismantle it to spawn a drone with XX, where X is the number of drones on your side. That's not good for me, because, well, we don't really have any drones. We also got some food and some battery stuff. So the game was broken and defenders too. We heard it past the wall and through the small compound, our weapons covering convoy on both sides. We could see no one, at least no one alive, but we clearly sensed the eyes of the survivors from the shadows. Wherever they were hiding, they were watching us. So we're gonna leave that place. You are now injured, and injured. We have a lot of injured troops now, which is not good. Then I get... No, I did not get that, but let's check weapons here. I haven't used the Molotov a single time at this point. I need to read this one again. Select a row on both sides. So each leader discards a convoy card for each follower in their own target row. Okay, fine, I get that one now. Not bad. Because this one I kind of like. So let's equip that one, and the Molotov we're gonna dismantle into a card. And we can actually level up. Good thing that I went in here. We've leveled up and done some. So, spend 10 batteries, and let's see if we can get lucky here. Ballad Cry is good. All of your followers take 1 damage and gain +2 until your next turn. Again, good for attacking the leader, but I'm gonna go for another quick shot, because just dealing 1 damage on occasion is really good. And now we can actually use 1 more armor if we have one. So that's good. We can also edit our deck and remove the last static charge, because I, again, don't like it. And that's basically what we're going to do here. We are moving up towards the sort of final encounter here. Okay, the road headed past the ruins of a larger settlement. The houses already decayed to a point where they were barely visible under myriad trees and vines. On the former town's outskirts, we were greeted by a grim band of armed locals. They claimed that they had cleared the road for our convenience and demanded a tribute for us to pass through. Now, we don't have any batteries. We can appeal to their generosity, though, because we are above 8 altruism. Or we can take a detour. I don't want to do that. Let's appeal to their generosity. I told them about our journey and asked if they could let us through. After a short debate, they nodded and let us pass. Beautiful. So we're up here, crossing the road, we spotted the tracks of a herd of saltbirds. These large flightless herbivores are excellent hunting game. So yes, we do have apparently a ranger here that can do that. Let's let him about to lead a hunt. I don't know if this is necessarily because it's a ranger, but whatever. So let's do that. Ooh, we got a lot of food. After a few hours, our hunting party returned with some meat and other spoils. Well, there's no other spoils. So at this point, the event wasn't correct. There aren't any other spoils, so just meat. But it's 43 meat, so that's really damn good. Nice. Let's accept that and do a little bit of rest. And we're up to the spaceport. So defended by Cyan Bloodhand, which is our enemy, basically, for this little battle. First, though, next to our camp, we found some shallow caves where edible mushrooms were growing on the colorful mineral walls. We're just about to harvest some blue sponges from the walls when Booba warned us that these sponges were infected with the Jahahit parasite. It would likely be dangerous to eat. Now, you're a pain eater, is that why you know that? Maybe. So we could collect everything. Or ignore it. You know what, I can never turn down some funny mushrooms. We collected all the plants and mushrooms, even the blue ones. A large crate of food was added to our supply. Fruits. See? They're fine. No, nothing to worry about. And all of a sudden, we have a lot of food. So, my dreams. My god told me you would come here. The lone figure, sitting at the side of the road, spoke without moving. Deep God knows of the stars, of their lies. She stood up, facing us, but her eyes were lost in the distance. Behind her, rusters and warriors hidden in the underbrush rose with her. Your message needs to be deleted. So they don't really like what we're doing here. Now we have Cyan Bloodhand, the level 1 boss. And she has 16 health in total. Well, 14 health and some armor. She also has this Vision Strikes. When a friendly follower deals damage to the enemy leader, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. Ooh, that is painful. That is painful. Ooh. Well, fine. Not something that I would have liked to see, but we are going first. We're gonna remove those because they don't help us at this point. We're gonna remove you because you don't help at this point. Hopefully I can get some. Well, I did not at all. Let's place you. That's good. We're done. So that means that we can. Well, actually, that's when you dies. When you die. You random friendly follower plus 3 health. So yeah, they're placing a lot of enemies here. Okay, so you are robust. We're gonna place you, obviously. Let's place you. And do I go for an enemy? I can't kill you because you only have 2, which means that I'm gonna just basically go for the leader. Like so. So it's gonna 3 damage. Thank you. That's friendly. But we get some extra. I don't get that one. Well, actually, is that if they're wounded? You're not wounded. So that's why you don't have +2. Okay. I get that one now. Thought wrongly about that. So you move that one and you get taunt on it as well. Did not want to see that. What do I do at this point? Now you deal 4 damage, you would kill most of my enemies at this point. I can deal with this. I can deal 8 damage, which is nice. At this point, this follower is basically screwed. So why don't I actually use you to get to you? Problem is I can't because you have taunt. Well, I kinda have to do this, sadly. Let's do it here. Kill all of you, use you to kill you. And let's do this. Need to get another card. That's actually a good card right now because you can play powerful enemies or units. Yeah, see? You're gone. Bye-bye. That's fine with me. Just start attacking the enemy. But again, we're gonna be able to play some good cards. You only have 2 though. You have a lot of leader cards though, which potentially is a problem for me. You did have a reinforcer, you now got one, and of course you got one that's cheap or free even. I can't kill that one though, just flat out kill. What do you have? If this unit is destroyed by a follower, that follower suffers, so we are absolutely 100% gonna kill you. I have 6. I would like to place as much as possible, so let's just place you and you. Now, you can actually kill you. That's a good idea, I think. Well, let's just do that. You can sadly kill my taunt unit here, which is a bit of a shame. Of course, you have more reinforces. And of course, you have a stealth unit, but you place it behind an obstacle, so that's not going to help you that much. So at this point, 10 health, we should be able to do this right, because I can get this. All friendly follow... No, sorry, that was not the correct one. Oh, I thought I had that one. The one that gives you +1. We are only dealing 7 damage, so that's not good enough. But I do have blind rage, so that's gonna help me this time. Let's do it on you then, right? Because that's 4 to 6, yes, so that's enough. Basically, just attack that, and attack that. I don't think that's forever, no, it wasn't. I actually got some more units. Zion Oracle with gain 1 energy cell for revenge. Okay. And the same one that they had, and a regular initiate. Some food, some hope stuff, some tea this time. Lovely, lovely tea. So yeah, only 2 injuries, that's actually pretty decent. So with that, this area is done. We have reached the spaceport. Haphazard clusters of containers, their paint long since worn off and replaced with new markings, surrounded the main hangars and the neighboring control towers. Loud cheering and cries from the mini-market base filled the air. Here, we could get anything, food, guns, and slaves. We do get some hope for actually reaching this place. So, we enter. We now get since this is a special place, we get some extra stuff that we can do. So this is Nero Khan. Now first off, obviously we're gonna heal followers. We need our followers back. So let's do that as much as possible. Basically means that we can heal everything. Nice. So now we have a lot of choices of how we want our convoy deck to look like, which is sort of what you want. Now, we get a few stuff that we can do. We can explore some areas here. So let's start with the control center. 2 sturdy concrete towers stood apart from the central hangars overlooking the mess. There were 2 entrances, one for the local fighting pits, and the other for the far more exclusive area where the merchants had their dwellings. The latter was surrounded by barricades. The only access was a busy checkpoint where visitors were thoroughly searched and questioned. So do we go to the casino or the merchant area? We don't really have that many batteries at this point, at all. Sadly, if we return, we lose we can't go back to this, so it's a bit of a shame. Should have gone to the market first. Just visit the casino. Yeah, so we could do anything. Shit, maybe I can go back. Let's sell the stuff that we have, which was basically just that. Oh, we're lacking in batteries, sadly. I would like to buy something of this. We go back here. Yeah, we can go back to the casino. You know, we're gonna finish this video off pretty soon, so let's just make a small bet. Or rather randomly select a champion or fierce looking female with sharpened teeth. was torn apart by a gigantic elder male. Like many in the audience, we'll place our hopes in the wrong beast. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so, Container City. Our exploration of the spaceport brought us to the containers, a gigantic mess of old colorful shipping containers that were covered with cobwebs of chain bridges, supply and laundry lines. Prayer flags and incense indicated that the presence of several hidden shrines and temples. So, we can pray, we can recruit followers, or we can explore the area. Let's pray to the gods. So yeah, see? Get some extra believers, and also some hope. We found a tiny shrine to Bujaha, the technopathic saint. The small altar was cared for by an old but hale priestess in crimson robes, as well as her frail-looking husband. We joined them in prayer and lit the sacred flame to bless our path. So now we're up to 7 believers. So the hard market. In one of the biggest hangar bays, tech, gear, fuel and machinery were being traded in what was called the hard market. We walked through this labyrinth of stalls, marveling at the abundance of products on display. There were also mercenaries offering their services near the weaponry section. We can't really do anything. If I hire... yeah, it's gonna cost 40 batteries. We wandered through the weaponry section, where everything from knives to large miniature vehicles were being sold. A small mercenary detachment approached us as we were being shown flamethrowers and grenades by an enthusiastic merchant. They offered their services for a modest price. We have 0 batteries. Soft market is not gonna do much for us either. The soft market was a sprawling mess of stalls selling everything from seeds to slaves. It was located in one of the giant hangar bays of the spaceport that once had housed the massive orbital shuttles, which connected the planet's surface with the orbital stations before the crash. So yeah, we can look for work actually. We stroll around the alleys, telling the merchants that we were looking for work. An incredibly obese merchant offered us some food in exchange for some hard physical labor if we had enough manpower, which we sadly don't. So that's basically that. Again, no batteries, we can't recruit anything, but at this point we actually have a pretty decent setup here. So, what you could do at this point, we can have 25 in total. What if I remove everything? Like so. So, what do I want? Like, what of the higher valued ones do I want? That one isn't that good because generally you don't have less health. Well, at this point I haven't healed up my my leaders, so they probably are. I do want the overwhelming one. That's really good. I need at least 1 warrior monk. I do want you, because you are, sure, you're situational, but still good. I do like the first strike. I definitely like the blackout. That's a little bit, he's a little bit difficult to use. I mean, you can't hide him away behind behind an obstacle. You can just be there. But generally speaking, you don't want your followers to be destroyed, so I kind of like that one, because you're good in yourself, but you also can or put health on stuff. And apparently we can have a taunt on obstacles, so that's really good. We do have pathfinders, you're also good. And I want the pain eater. Now I want you because you are boosted. Let's actually check which is simple ones. I want you, and I want you absolutely. I want the lookout. I want the stealth. I could go for you as well. I mean, generally you want the units that has some special ability, generally. So just good practice. And of course, let's have the ones that are boosted. So I'm up to 17. You don't want too many, because you want to be able to get the ones that you sort of want. I do like the healer, though. Also a little bit of situationary, but still really good. And also just cost 3, which is good. So what would you... If this unit is destroyed by a follower, the follower suffers -2 and -1. Easy target for the enemy... For the enemy leaders, absolutely. But kind of good one. And Spark Shaman, of course, deal 1 damage to all other... Well, actually, this is sort of like the Spark thing that I removed. Deal 1 damage to all other followers and constructs. Good to play if you're the only one. So actually, let's get that one as well. You know what, I'm gonna take... I'm gonna take one of the weaker taunt ones. So this is sort of what I want to go for at this point. And then we have backups, which is, you know, very good. So that's basically it. And when we leave our camp now, I mean, maybe I should have healed my my leader a little bit. Perhaps. I was not able to level up from that. I lack 1 XP, so that's a bit of a shame. So, this is what I was talking about. Now we get a choice. We can either go into Bandits in Pit 9, so level 2 to 5. This is also going to be a level 2 to 5. This is a Raj Guards. So here's just a Gladiator camp, and there's nothing special here. And then we're going to move on to the higher level stuff until we reach our goal. But we're going to leave this off here. So this is Nowhere Prophet. It's a bit... I mean, I like this game. I played it quite a lot when it came out. I opened up quite a lot of stuff, and of course, this is a roguelike game. You need to play the game several times before you can sort of build up a decent deck from the beginning, and you know, get some bonuses and stuff like that. So just trying to get to the goal on the first playthrough is not easy at all. But yeah, now there is one thing that I sort of in one way dislike about this game, which is a sort of unbalance that you have in the fights. Now I realize that this is intended. Obviously it is intended. It was like that in the beginning. It's still like that. But I still kind of dislike the system. And the unbalance that I'm talking about is the fact that we are moving on. We are moving on all the time. All of the enemies that we fight are not. Meaning that my goal in all the fights is to take out the enemy leader. Their goal can be whatever. They don't care if my leader dies at all. They're not going for a leader mainly. They're going for my units. And when my units are injured and then injured again, they die and they're out of the game, which is really, you know, problematic for the player. I don't really like that system. I would have liked a system where the sort of the units that are killed off at this point, that they would actually be able to be brought back via healing. And the fact, and also that units that are defeated in battle, that you would be able to heal them anytime, because it doesn't really make sense that we wouldn't be able to, you know, set up a decent camp at any point. Sure, they want to picture a world that is sort of broken up and full of scavengers and raiders, etc., but we're not an insignificant force. So the fact that we would not be able to set up a safe camp doesn't really seem that, you know, plausible. So I kind of would like to see a change in that, but yeah, it is what it is at this point, at least. And I'm not going to complain that the game is like too hard. It's not really too hard. I mean, I have finished it a number of times at least, so I know that is absolutely a thing you can do, but still. However, I do like the game, so I definitely recommend people playing this. For now though, this has been Ghostmid Gaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.